mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Hello, my friends. Alex Jones here, live with a bit of a hoarse voice from screaming at the corrupt House and Senate members in the Texas legislature yesterday without the aid of a bullhorn inside of the Capitol. We also pulled a nice stunt where we got the Patriots into the gallery, and then as they came out one by one, I could scream full bore over the open door and audibly let them know that we were aware of their treason. It was extremely effective. Just happened to spontaneously think of the idea. Shot a lot of great footage inside. We have some terrible news, obviously, on two different fronts, dealing with the fight against the 10th Amendment annihilating goon forces of the TSA, and a chronicle of the treacherous activity here in the great state of Texas that has turned the House bill into a toothless creature and the Senate bill into actual pro-New World Order law, precedent-setting law, that any citizen can be detained without even reasonable suspicion. Because it redefines reasonable suspicion to not that you pull somebody over for a broken taillight and somebody's beating on the back of the trunk saying, "Help me." That's reasonable suspicion. Or you see a heroin injector laying in the front seat of the car. That's reasonable suspicion. Now just that anytime, anywhere, you can be en masse put on a Terry stop or custodial arrest, and that the proctology exams should then commence. And so that is basically what they've done. I stayed up here late last night going over the House bill. I was unaware the Senate, after we left, had passed a Senate bill. Then I read that this morning, scanned over it. And we're going to be breaking down for you exactly what's going on coming up at the bottom of this hour. But I tend to gain my voice back. It's strange once it's gotten hoarse after I've been talking a while. It's the opposite. At least that's how my larynx works. So I'm warming up right now and should be able to really properly be... well, it's like a race car engine or any engine. I'm idling right now. It's warming up. My synapses are beginning to accelerate. They're firing. And so I'm going to get into that whole area once I've gotten to some of the other news at the bottom of the hour. We have Colonel Craig Roberts on, who doesn't do radio interviews anymore. And I had to twist his arm last week to come on today. He's a great guy. He'll be joining us coming up. He's a listener of the show. He just doesn't go on talk radio anymore. Semi-retired, busy taking care of family and people. And he's also a cancer survivor in his own right. Highly decorated Marine in Vietnam. Sniper. Wrote the best-selling sniper book, One Shot, One Kill, New York Times bestseller. Wrote a bunch of bestsellers. At the same time, while he was doing that, he was a SWAT team commander in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the lead helicopter pilot for the police helicopter as well. Survived an amazing helicopter crash one time when the helicopter failed. I can tell you that story. And he also investigated Oklahoma City and found out that, Billy Clinton, or William Jefferson Clinton, and his deputy attorney general and others at the time were pulling the strings on that event. So, and then on the subsequent cover-up, and then a lot of folks had to die, of course, in Oklahoma, including Cop of the Year in Oklahoma City, Terrence Yakey, when he wouldn't shut up. He even called his wife and said they were after him. He thought that they'd poisoned him, and he had to get to his locker and get the information out before he died. And, of course, he called his partner and said, "The FBI's behind me," and, well, they pulled him over on that road and tortured him to death. But we're going to be talking to him. Ron Paul today, Webster Tarpley from Tripoli. But the big news is coming up. Stay with us.
The folks at eFoods Direct have saved you from the huge price increases on food by buying raw materials ahead and packing your supplies themselves. They haven't increased their prices on great long-term food reserves since last year. With the rising cost of raw materials and gas prices, they can't hold off any longer. As of July 1st, eFoods Direct is forced to increase their prices so they can still ship you the best storable food on the planet. Until the end of June, you can lock in the cost of your food at last year's prices by calling 800-409-5633. Your time is running out to build your supply with the best food on the planet at last year's prices with eFoods Direct. Call 800-409-5633. Prices go up at the end of June. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
This Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
It is Tuesday, the 28th day of June, 2011. I am Alex Jones, your host. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. You can't even really call me a libertarian. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm a freedom lover. I believe in right and wrong. I don't look at subjects and say, well, I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to support whatever they're doing, or I'm a Republican, I'm going to support whatever they're doing, I'm going to buy into whatever lies they're pushing. I am a realist who wants to study reality and study the human species and our history, our present, and our future destiny, and I'm attempting to make the world a better place. And no matter how damaging to myself it is and to my name, I will say what I believe the truth is, period. And it is an empowering thing in life to, over the years, train myself to not care what people think about me. And in that, I believe, is the essence of true freedom, the essence of art, the essence of discovering more and more of what real reality is. Life is an adventure. It is a quest. Every minute of it is magical. And in understanding that, you can also open up wider horizons and not let the Madison Avenue spin doctors make you feel inadequate so they can sell you their modern, culture-killing, New World Order system of death. Now, I say this now pretty much at the beginning of every broadcast because it's true. The amount of insane, crazy, out-in-the-open tyranny and world government open announcements and bizarre globalist activity fulfilling everything they promised that they would do, is reaching a crescendo. But every time I think we're reaching a crescendo, a week later, it makes the last finale look like a black cat firecracker compared to a howitzer shell going off above your head. It's all getting wilder. The world is speeding up. Life is speeding up. We are headed towards the singularity that Ray Kurzweil talks about. But, of course, he is packaging it as if it's some beautiful, wonderful thing. It will be the end of this species on our current course. We are facing assured, mutually assured destruction. And the globalists and the program they have released, I've calculated it from every angle, is going to bring them down as well. And they've shown a complete disregard for the planet's safety, while at the same time lecturing everyone all day about how they want to protect the Earth. And then they target things that they know actually just goes after human activity and not the super sciences. And that's a science fiction term from 80 years ago. But now today we do see the super sciences. Things that would have been considered magic just 100 years ago are now real and bona fide and unfolding in front of us. Let me tell you who's coming up today. Colonel Craig Roberts had been on in about a year. Always extremely informative. He's going to be joining us. Ron Paul and Webster Tarpley from Tripoli to give us reports on what's happening there. He will be joining us today as well. Again, if you just tuned in, I'm very hoarse from leading a citizen filibuster inside of the Capitol yesterday for about 2.5 hours, and it was a much bigger turnout than even we had a month ago, pretty much spontaneously with about 24 hours notice, or less than 24 hours notice, actually. So I wasn't even sure Sunday we'd do it. And by the end of the show, I was quasi-sure, and then I announced it at 11 a.m. yesterday that we would be going down there. And it is a morass of government deception and dirty tricks, but by investigating this, it's like a medical procedure. That's why doctors call themselves practitioners. And they call their medical practice a practice. And what they're saying is hidden in plain view, that they practice the art of medicine and that they learn from it, and everything is a learning process. The Pentagon calls all these wars laboratories, live fire laboratories. That's why I say resistance is victory. The act of marching in and letting the state police and letting the state reps know that you're the boss and not cowering and calling government officials or authorities or excellencies, calling them servants, and learning your own power is like building muscle. It's like lifting weights politically. If you lay there on the couch, you're going to get heart disease when you're 30. If you lay there your whole life and don't do anything but not take care of yourself. But if you're politically active, most people are like, you have such incredible courage to march in and go into Perry's office and scream at them and go into other globalist offices and do this. And aren't you scared of this? Aren't you scared of that? They told us we couldn't film in the Senate gallery. I said, this is the press gallery. There's no rule against that. And the guy said, okay, well, I'm going to go get the police. And I said, go get them. I mean, at a certain point, you've just got, and that's not courage. I'm not at Bunker Hill with redcoats marching up, lowering guns, saying, leave the field or we're going to shoot you. And then they stood there and let the redcoats shoot them. Let me tell you, please don't tell me I've got courage. Please. I mean, like somebody at Iwo Jima marching up hills with artillery firing at them and machine guns. I mean, it is not courage to go into my servants when they are behaving badly and not following the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, common sense, common law, and the people's will, to go in and get in their face. It is the minimum. The minimum. So it quite frankly disgusts me when folks come up and tell me how wonderful I am. You don't disgust me. It disgusts me to be it's disgusting to have people calling me a hero. Folks, I'm not a hero. Okay? I'm doing my duty. A fire person, to be politically correct, that goes into a burning building and they die all the time to save a child, who goes up in an apartment building or a facility and the roof falls in on them, that's a hero. Okay? That's a hero. Not doing my duty. See, we've